Hello friends, welcome back to EcoTalks. Today we'll start with the microeconomics. In microeconomics, consumer theory is an important topic. So today let us start with the questions from consumer theory. Those who have not watched my previous video, please watch it because it contains brief introduction about the series and also about the MCR PhD CET. So let us go to the first question. What satisfying power of a commodity is called? A. Price, B. Value, C. Utility, D. Satisfaction. The answer is utility. So let me explain you all the terms. First is price. It is a money or amount to be paid to get something or to buy something. Whereas value is the worth of a commodity for an individual. It differs from individual to individual. Whereas utility in terms of economics refers to total satisfaction received from consuming a good or services. So here question was asked for what satisfying power of a commodity. So it is nothing but the utility. So next question is Dash school postulated that utility is measurable. A. Classical, B. Neoclassical, C. Ordinal, D. Cardinal. The answer is cardinal. Cardinal school postulated that utility is measurable, whereas ordinal school said that it is not measurable. In cardinal, economists were Gaussen, Walras, and Marshall, whereas in ordinal, Hicks and Allen. Next question is constant marginal utility of money was assumed by A. Ordinal utility theory, B. Cardinal utility theory, C. Revealed preference theory, D. Both A and B. The answer is Cardinal utility theory. Here are various assumptions of all the three theories of consumer behavior, and constant marginal utility of theory was assumed by the cardinal utility theory. The next question is equilibrium condition in case of cardinal utility theory. A. Marginal utility of x is equal to price of x. Option B. Marginal utility of x is equal to 0. C. Marginal utility of x is equal to total utility of x. Option D. None of the above. The answer is marginal utility of x is equal to price of x. Let me explain you about the equilibrium condition in the cardinal utility theory. Consider a simple model where we have only single commodity. So consumer has two options, either to purchase the commodity X or to retain his income, that is Y. So under this condition, consumer is said to be equilibrium when marginal utility of commodity X is equal to its market price. That is symbolically given as mu of X is equal to price of X. If there are more commodities, then this condition is given as equality ratios of marginal utility of individual commodities to their price. And this is nothing but law of equimarginal utility. So let us go to the next question. Before going to next question, you can take the screenshots or note down the important points from each question. So next question is utility is not measurable was given by ordinal utility theory, cardinal utility theory, revealed preference theory, or both A and B. The answer is ordinal utility theory. They assume that utility is not measurable, but it is just ordinal, where consumer can rank his preference according to the satisfaction. So next question, dash is the locus of points showing the combination of goods which yield the same utility to consumer. A. Budget line, B. Indifference curve, C. Total utility curve, or D. ISO cost curve. The answer is indifference curve. The indifference curve gives us the combination of good which yield same utility or satisfaction to the consumer. Here is the map of indifference curve where IC1, IC2, IC3 are different indifference curves showing different level of satisfaction from by consuming good X and good Y. Let us go to the next question. The slope of indifference curve is A positive, B negative, C 0, D 1. The answer is negative. The slope is negative because the quantity of one commodity decreases as quantity of other commodity increases, so that consumer remains on the same level of satisfaction. Hence, the slope of indifference curve is negative. Let us go to the next question. The indifference curves are dash to origin. A convex, B concave, C backward sloping, D either A or B. So the answer is they are convex to the origin. Here is the graph of indifference curve showing the convex shape of the curve. So let us go to the next question. What is budget line? It is a locus of point showing combination of two commodities that can be purchased in given amount and price. B, it is a line which represents change in budget. C, it is a locus of point showing combination of two commodities that can be purchased in various amounts. D, none of the above. The answer is the budget line is the locus of point showing combination of two commodities that can be purchased in the given amount and price. In the given graph, red line indicates the budget line for quantity of X and quantity of Y whose price is Px and Py respectively, and M is the income of the consumer. So our next question is, according to ordinal utility theory, consumer is at equilibrium when budget line cuts indifference curve. B, point of tangency of budget line with highest possible indifference curve. C, point where slope of indifference curve is positive. D, point where indifference curve is negative. The answer is the equilibrium condition is where point of tangency of budget line with the highest possible indifference curve. This is shown in the graph where the point marked by red dot is the equilibrium point where budget line is tangent to the indifference curve IC1. So the next question is, the line joining the point of tangency of budget line and indifference curve is A, ridge line, B, price line, C, price consumption curve, D, iso cost line. The answer is price consumption curve. This is shown in the graph. The dotted line PC is the price consumption curve where it is joining the point of tangency of indifference curve and the budget line. So let us go to the next question. The dash effect is the increase in the quantity purchased by consumer as the price of commodity falls after adjusting income. Option A, substitution effect. B, income effect. C, price effect. D, cost effect. The answer is substitution effect. It is the effect in which increase in the quantity purchased by consumer as price of the commodity falls after adjusting the income. This is shown in the graph. The change in quantity demanded from X1 to X2 is called substitution effect, and from X2 to X3 it is called as income effect, where change in quantity from X1 to X3 it is called the total price effect. So let us go to the next question, which we have matched the pairs. One side the theories are listed, on the other side we have the name of the economics. We have to match the theories with the economics. So the answer is option D, where cardinal utility theory is given by Marshall. Ordinal utility theory is given by Hicks and Allen, and revealed preference theory is given by Samuelson. So let us go to the next question. Dash is the difference between the amount of money a consumer actually pays and amount of money that he is willing to pay. Option A, producer surplus, B, surplus, C, consumer deficit, D, consumer surplus. The answer is consumer surplus. It is a difference between amount of consumer is willing to pay and amount he actually pays. So in this graph, the yellow color triangle shows the consumer surplus of the consumer. Let us go to the next question. The curve joining the point of tangency of two indifference curve is called isocost curve, B, isocont curve, C, Edgeworth box, D, Edgeworth contract curve. Here the right answer is Edgeworth contract curve. Here the blue color graph or the line shows the Edgeworth contract curve, which is joining the point of tangency of two indifference curve. Note that in previous questions it was asked that line joining the point of tangency of budget line and indifference curve. It is price consumption curve, whereas tangency of two indifference curve is Edgeworth contract curve. Let us go to the next question. Market demand for a given commodity is dash summation of demands of individual consumer. A, vertical, B, horizontal, C, perpendicular, D, parallel. The answer is horizontal. Market demand is horizontal summation of individual demand. This is shown in this graph where A and B are individual demands, whereas graph C is the market demand where horizontal summation of quantity is done. I hope you have understood all the concepts. Thank you friends for watching this video. Please like the video if you find it useful, and also share it with all MCR PhD aspirants, and don't forget to subscribe my channel EcoTalks. Thank you friends.